next speaker. That's Meena Gupta. So over to you, Meena ji, to inspire us and tell us more about your life.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Hello, everyone. It is my honor to be here on Women's Day and share with you a glimpse of my life and my journey. I'm Meena Gupta, as Itu has said, and I've gone through a journey of breaking gender barriers. That is what I'm going to talk about, to finally what I am today. That is, I'm a counselor, therapist, and a trainer, and also the president of Society for Complementary Therapies. But before I go on the journey, I wish to say, I did not choose mental health. It chose me. Now, to start with my journey, 40 years back, as a young married girl of 21 years, after 3 children and a roller coaster ride in a conventional but educated family, I found my calling in the field of mental health. But there is a story behind it, a tragedy of life that led to this finding. 40 years ago, there was a beautiful person in my family who was diagnosed late with a mental health concern known as schizophrenia. She received the best of aid, but unfortunately, no avail and no recovery. Being grasped from the struggle inside, she chose to end her life. That was the day I lost someone I held dear to my heart and journey, and was devastated that in spite of convincing her and making her see sense in restoring some kind of a balance in her life, we failed. And in that failing, I felt I failed. Little did we know that there was an invisible wall she was struggling through, a mental health barrier, a struggle that we were having a hard time to understand and for her to live with. Now, my friends, it was with her life and her death that I started my journey into making a difference in mental health. This devastation strengthened my commitment, and I was led to the world of the Samaritans, which are the suicide prevention center all over the world, who trained and sensitized me into this journey. But friends, I can tell you, it has not been easy. Now I come to breaking the barriers, which I said was my topic for today. Breaking the barriers was a task. In my generation, I faced several pressures. They were verbal and non-verbal that I had to endure. Women in my family had never stepped out, even though they had the freedom that fit in the definition back then. But my definition was a little more. I faced a lot of resistance from my husband and his family initially, who did not understand the empowerment I was asking for. Everything was questioned. How will you travel 10 kilometers in a public transport? You will do social work? How can you work when there is no monetary gain? How can we let you work? Other women in the family will also want to step out of home. Then how will you manage work in home? It was also said that women don't work in our family, so how can you? I had to constantly advocate and sensitize my loving yet conventional family. It was bound to happen, my friends, as the cause was so new to them. It was a change they were having a hard time adopting to. So, of course, to break the barriers at home itself was a Herculean task. Today, I can say that. Women of today face that challenge, but thanks to the effort from previous generations like me, I find today's women more benevolent, voicing their opinions comfortably, and have become the leaders of the modern world. But my friends, this was possible only because of the trailblazers of yesteryears who fought through many restrictions like I did. A patriarchal world it can be, isn't it? I'm sure all of you would voice their opinion on this. As a homemaker, I had limited freedom to make the decisions. But, my friends, I was strong. I was near stubborn and deeply inflexible. I had to ensure my daughters are brought up in an environment of empowerment, high education, and the ability to make their own decisions with equal choice and freedom. My friends, this was not easy, but it was deeply gratifying. This passion, purpose, and need to go out to the world and make a difference led my determination to make a difference in mental health. I wanted to save others from the trauma that was inflicted on my family. So I started my journey to go out of bounds of home, fought for myself. But my friends, in due time, my husband recognized and appreciated my desire to reach out to the people who were facing mental health crisis. He had to succumb, realizing that there was no stopping me. And with this, my journey took a new turn. I stepped out into a new world. And my friends, as I opened myself to the world, the doors of the world opened for me. From the trauma in my family to deeply studying various non-invasive therapies, all these paths led me to my gurus, and I have had many. This combined with the support from my family accelerated my stepping out into the new world. In fact, my late husband, who had initially resisted me working for the cause, was instrumental in starting my new life. We established my trust, which is the Society for Complementary Therapies, a not-for-profit mental health and healing center here in Gurugram. It is with his inspiration and guidance that now I take this movement forward, reaching to the individuals who are struggling within. He left me with the baton, and very happily so, I must say. Friends, I feel that my life is finally fulfilled. My best reward till today is when I see a smile on a face that was once suffering, knowing they fought the resistance, cultivated resilience to live, and experience life in its joyful element. Friends, having figures in life who help us grow, motivates us, inspires us, is essential. But it is also true that in life sometimes you have to be that figure of motivation, inspiration to yourself, which in itself can be a struggle, like it was in my case, but yet beautifully empowering. So to all the women out there, I urge you to take the first step to get out of your shell and break the glass ceiling. That is the gender barriers often inflicted on us. We are the change and we need to bring it. On 8th of March, Women International Day, I appeal to you to embrace life, to embrace freedom, and pledge to address mental health. We need to nip the issue in the bud and not brush it under the carpet. Breaking barriers that hold us back, starting from the confines of home, and remove any stigma, recognizing, accepting, educating, and taking positive actions to resolve it. And finally, I would like to emphasize that to achieve your passion, there are 3 prerequisites. The first is the desire to get out of your comfort zone. The second, the willingness to explore and try your hand at things that may lead you down that path that you have chosen for yourself. And lastly, seeking role models who motivate us, help us cultivate the strength that lies within us. So take this forward with you. Embrace the challenges that come and fight with Shakti, that is you. Because believe me, when I say this, the challenge ahead of you is never greater than the strength that lies within you, my friends. Roosevelt once said, "A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water." Is that true? Isn't it true? I'm sure all of you will agree with me. And once again, I need to thank you for your patience and listening to me.
Thank you so much, Meena ji. That was very inspiring. And I think you touched upon a very important, pertinent subject of mental health that we all go through, and we